Hey everybody, welcome back to Stratego Freaks for a very exciting match today. Unfortunately, hold on here. I was supposed to have a guest commentator today in Eagle 06, but unfortunately, last minute things come up and he can't be joining us today. But hopefully in the future, we did talk about it and that we'd love his input and commentary on any match in the future. So thanks again, Eagle, for reaching out. I'll miss you today, but I'll hold down the fort for us and keep this going. Anyways, I don't know. I don't think Silverhammer's joining us either. Life happens, and we get spread pretty thin. And but we'll be sure in the future to continue to do these live streams with commentary. Anyways, let's get down to business here. Today's match, let's head over to the Grandmaster League brackets. And as we can see here, we've got Maelstrom and zach21 in the finals. And I mean, you can't really ask for a stronger matchup than that. They navigated through, just a boatload of impressive players. I mean, Winner was in there, Eagle, BF. I mean, everybody you see here, Andreas94, just solid competition and high level play. So just to get to the final in the way that they did, I mean, hats off to both Maelstrom and zach21 to beat their prospective opponents in the round 2 here of the playoffs to get to the final. So I am expecting a great match. Who knows what is going to happen? I think both guys are pretty evenly placed, and I expect it to be a barn burner game, to be honest. Zach is a very, very strong tournament player. His records speak for itself. The dude just wins. Even though his ELO in the ranking isn't, in the top 5 or whatever, it doesn't matter. The guy's proven himself to be one of the top players in the game and has been for years. So I don't really pay. I think everybody in the top 20 is, just super solid, great players. I mean, in fact, that list extends down, to be quite honest. If I'm going down the list, there is a boatload of players that can beat anybody at any time. So yeah, ELO is fun to track and see where people rank up. Clearly, Winner has been the top of the league. I know him and Overlord have been kind of exchanging wins, going back and forth, and really competing, which makes it a lot of fun for the game. We want to see the top guys going at it and not be afraid to play, and that's what they're doing. I mean, when you're that highly ranked, you lose a couple of matches against, lower level A rates, and you're losing 15 points, so it's hard to keep up there. You go on a bad run and you're all of a sudden you're down 50 points, you just lose a few games, and that's just the way it is, though. But I think the ranking system is pretty good. It's fair. And, you're that good, you're supposed to win. And if you don't, you lose the points, and it is what it is. I can't tell you how many times I have been in matches and, I had a 10-game win streak the other day, and then, immediately after, lost 7 games in a row to lower-level players, and just, I was, I think, up to 450. And then within just a few games, I was under 300 again. So it happens. It is what it is, and you just kind of got to roll with the punches. But getting back to today's match, it's going to be good. I expect a very aggressive game from both players. I've seen Zach play, a number of times, and he's usually pretty aggressive. And once he gets his advantages, that dude's coming in hot. And that's the kind of style I like, actually. Maelstrom is the same way. He can vary his play. I've seen him, as with both of them, but Maelstrom is another aggressive guy who will if he sees fit, if he has a read or a feeling, that dude's coming in, and he's not afraid. And either is Zach. Sometimes we get caught up in just trying to play, GTO and make our opponent move, and we stall. These guys don't stall. That's just not in their MO. I'm not saying they won't do that at certain parts of the game. All right, it looks like Zach has joined Stratego, and now we're just waiting on Maelstrom. And I know both of these guys are gonna put on a good show here. It is the final, and it's quite an achievement. And I know both guys want to win. I think Zach has played in the World Championships before. I don't know if he attended this year, but I do know Maelstrom did, and he had a pretty good showing as well. But so both of these guys are well versed in live games and will travel to show their skill. And one day, hopefully, in North America, we can have the World Championships here again. And I'd love to be able to be a part of that and maybe meet up with some of these strong American players. We've got a good contingent in the top 20 of Americans. And, just a few years ago, it didn't really seem like there was as many as there are now. I could be wrong on that. As I said, I didn't really start following the rankings very closely until the last year or so. So there's, a strong American contingent. If we can get together and organize and show up as a team, I think we would do quite well. I'd love to see Winner, travel out there. Frosty, he's another top-ranked player. Warlock, that guy's awesome. And congratulations again to Warlock for his successful showing in his prospective division and succeeding there. And I'm missing a lot of guys, I'm sure. Oh, Captain Dirtbag joining the stream. What's up? Guys, if I don't respond too much to the live chat, I apologize. I have a hard enough time. All right, so here are the boys. They're sitting in and they're setting up. And let's see who's joining us today. Looks like Winner's paying attention. GR Shark, Matt, Bad Milo, and of course the great and legendary Mantis. Let's see here. Yeah, getting back, I was hoping to have a couple people join the live stream and commentate. And I'm going to reach out to anybody listening if they'd like to participate in helping me with the commentary. I find it really helpful, and it gives fresh perspectives, different perspectives, and mostly another set of eyes. Because I got enough problems focusing on my own games. So I'll definitely have a problem keeping track of these two guys today. So once again, if you're interested, please let me know, whether it's on the Discord or in the comments, if you'd like to set yourself up to commentate. You too, Dirtbag. Love to have you commentate with me. That would be a blast. What else? Yeah. No, that's funny. Sorry, Captain. He can't join us today. He had a last minute. Something came up, bud, and I'm hopefully he's okay. I'm sure he is, but he reached out and said, "Dude, I can't make it," and it is what it is, But I had a really nice conversation with Eagle, and I was very impressed with his organization skills in the World Championship in Switzerland. That's a top-notch organization over there, and what they accomplished. So it was really fun to see all those photographs and kind of see the community. A lot of photographs. All these guys, you kind of wonder who they are, what they look like, what's going on, and to be able to kind of put a face to the name it's fun. It's great. So hopefully one of these days, me and Nemesis will take the John overseas. Dirtbag, you're right. Yeah, Eagle is a pretty top-notch dude and clearly a top-notch player. I said if you look at him on the ELO and his, I think he won the barrage in the World Championship, which is nothing to sneeze at. And the guy's just done high-level performances. He almost got to the final here, so he was one or two games away from doing that, and has clearly improved, and still very young, But, one of these days, Nemesis and I will get our stuff together and carve out the time and hopefully we can come overseas and play. I've got quite a bit of family over in Europe, so I'm trying to work it out when I go to visit them. We can jump over to wherever the championship is happening, and we can join all you guys. Anyways, I know these guys are doing, they're coming up with a setup. A nice group of players tuning in here. Akaboom, Myrmidonis, Warlock, Nick Original, Doulahan. Good to see all you guys. Please tune into the live stream if you can. And that's that. Head over to the Discord, guys. Home of the Stratego Freaks. If you're new and you're just tuning in and watching these games, if you're looking for some top-notch coaching, we have coaches available. It's free. All you got to do is request it. Even if you're not new and intermediate and just want to step up your game and have the input of some very high-level young players that really want to share their knowledge and see you improve, we've got those. So please reach out in the comments or on the Discord, and there is a link in the description on the Discord or on the YouTube channel Stratego Freaks that you can click on and get connected pretty quickly. I expect, as I mentioned earlier, a pretty aggressive game, and just depending on how things are going in the match will determine the aggressiveness. Sometimes you've got to be aggressive. Whether you might be down in material, it's lotto time if things are not looking good and positionally. If you're just trying to get an early advantage based off a read and you're confident that you can maybe even play down the piece but get the info, we might see a little bit of that. Zach is a good information player as well as Maelstrom. Once they get their sniffers on the flag, these guys will go for it, and they'll pull the old boa constrictor and circle up around that flag, put a lot of pressure, and are relentless with it. And even if they have to give up a piece or two to get what they're looking for, they'll do it. And they're not afraid to do that. So that's the kind of play I like, and I think that's the kind of play we all want to see is good, aggressive, smart, fun play. You can get into some grinds, and I'm not saying grinds aren't good. Stratego, some of the best games ever played are long games. But I'm not opposed to a game that's under 200 moves as long as it's, a fun game to watch. And I'm not opposed to seeing lottos and bingo guesses if it makes sense. And that's just a part of the game. Yeah, I had a couple of messages the other day, and I kind of, something came up and I had to go, so I just made a beeline. I was down a few pieces there, and I just came on down with my gen and found the flag in a game I clearly should have lost, and my opponent wasn't too thrilled about it. And he certainly let me know about it in the comments, to which I replied, GG's. It is what it is. All right, let's see here. We got 12 people. I expect this number to grow. Probably get 20 plus players watching. Roger, Christian F. What's up, Christian? If you're hopefully watching the live stream, if not, just on Strategas. And we're going. Boy, these guys are taking their time in the setup, and I expected that. You're going to see something fresh and tailor-made just for this match. Yeah, so hopefully we get something very cool today. A lot of upcoming tournaments in the new year. Looking forward to that. Last Man Standing. I wasn't going to play any tournaments this month, but Nemesis changed my mind. He said, since I'm not playing, one of us needs to get in there, so why don't you do it, old man? I said, all right, let's go. So he is definitely, I think Nemesis comes back December 3rd. That's the date he chose. So he's taken a good break, but I will be playing in that Last Man Standing and hopefully represent the Stratego Freaks well. We'll give it a go. Yeah, Hammer. I don't know what happened to Hammer. I'm going to have to give him a hard time. I was hoping he could join me. I always enjoy his input. when we're working together. And that guy's a crack up, and he really brings a lot of good energy to the stream. But he's got a couple of kids and a full-time gig with the boss in town, so I know he's spread thin. I don't blame him. Oh, there's Charlie and Smalley joining in, avid Stratego and some of our biggest fans. Hi, Charlie and Smalley. And we'll see here. I don't know how the weather is for you people around the world, but it is dumping here. Yesterday was a beautiful day. And today it is a full-on rainstorm, tsunami. And we're expecting to get this rain coming in for the next few days or so. But I love it. Hey, Skyfall, what's up, buddy? Matisse. The man, the myth himself. He's going to be joining us as a coach on Homa Stratego. Friga, another top flight player. Matisse, Skyfall, Belgium champion here, and real fun guy to play with. Always enjoy that. Yeah, that's the beautiful part about this community. I have met, in a short period of time, guys from around the globe, from South America to Europe, Asia. It's just a global community, and I love it. It's been a blast. I mean, just being able to get Silver Hammer on the phone, even though he's from, I believe, Oklahoma. It was really fun to get to know him after all these years of watching him, and then talking to Eagle yesterday. I've been talking to Jim, the developer, just a little bit, and I want to, while I have the opportunity, send a shout out to him and the great things that he is doing for this community by setting this up. So SC developer, I think I speak for the whole community. Thank you, dude. I know you put a lot of work into this, probably with very little payback. I know it's a passion project for you. Oh, from Kansas, never mind. Oh, you know who's from Oklahoma? I'm sorry. That's Marcy. Yeah. That's right. I got him backwards. Yeah, Oklahoma, Kansas. What's the difference? I'll probably get a lot of negative feedback for that comment. Bottom line is this. Jim, thanks again, dude. I'll help you any way I can. I'm really trying to grow what you've started here. And that's the goal of these live streams, everybody, and the Stratego Freaks channel, is just to bring more awareness. I know there's already, Captain Dirtbag's got a beautiful channel. Marcy's got her thing. I think Skyfall might have one too. Frosty, Winter, Fairway, gotta love his channel. And the old Dobby. The bottom line is we're trying to spread this game as much as we can. And, a lot of people remember playing it when they were younger and kind of, never played it again. But when it's reminded or they feel inspired by some of the videos, then they rediscover the game just like I did. It was always on my radar from the first time I played it when I was like 8. But I was like, this is my bag. All right, so game is underway. Let's go. And Maelstrom coming out the gate. Watch, big pieces. Front row captain. Playing games over here. A little shuffle and back. All right, picks up the scout. All right, early bomb. Yeah, both players very fast players. They'll put on the brakes when they have to, but these guys do not play. Bang. Okay, so captain coming in, finding that major. Yeah, Maelstrom's not afraid to give up a couple of captains there. He'll make that major a target if he can. And he's good like that. Yeah, there's quite a few players. All right, here we go. There's that Kern. Now even. This is a very even game. Material is only separated by the one scout. What is this piece coming down the E-file? Is it a discovery piece or is it the big piece? All right, so posting up, Zach has a piece down in the setup, has crossed into enemy territory, and is just kind of freezing the board. He's discovered that one bomb on A3 of Maelstrom, and is kind of just holding that side down for a moment, not really progressing. Now Zach's thinking through. I've seen both of these guys. All right, that's a nice hit there. Okay. Bang. Jen exposed, wanting to pick that up. But Zach down, now the captain, but has the information. So I believe a Jen and the Colonel. I think the Colonel's still on E3. Please let me know in the comments if you remember any of these pieces. Or E2, I can't be sure. That could be anything. All right, another major. Yeah, I've seen Zach do back row, marshals and really unpredictable, aggressive style. I've seen Maelstrom do that too, so we'll see. Pressuring that left side of the board, that A and B file is kind of a lockdown situation. Okay, so Zach down to 2 scouts. We'll see if that plays a factor. Exchange. Who wants to test that interior piece. Another major discovered. I think that's all 3 majors for Zach. Zach down to 1 scout. That turns out to be a Colonel. So picking up the major. This is going to be a decision time. I could totally see Maelstrom just going after that Colonel if that does happen to be his marshal. On I5, hard to say. Exchange. Okay, so Zach down the captain but up the major, but he has a significant lower piece advantage there with 1 lieutenant and 1 sergeant advantage. All right, now is that the same Colonel? I forget. All right, so both Colonels exposed. It looks like a probable exchange here. And Maelstrom's going to have to dig back into this with the material disadvantage here. Flag could be anywhere. 9 possible, or make that 8 possible, 7 possible bombed-in locations for Zach, and 9 for Maelstrom. So now Maelstrom kind of coming in, trying to see if he can get something here. Very interesting. There's the marsh, and he picks up another lieutenant. The exchange, that bodes well for Zach there, I believe. The material advantage here is significant, especially when you're dealing with Zach. This guy will make it very hard to get those pieces back. And he is center control here. Well, Maelstrom is going to, if this would be a tremendous turnaround if he could get some of these pieces back. He's got knowledge of the majors, but you know it's going to be hard to gang up on those pieces right now. Maelstrom is crunching. I mean, it looked to me like Zach was making it look like his spy was on I-8. I could be off on that, but that's what I believe that was what he was perpetrating there. Let me know in the comments where you think the flag is, or the spy. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Taking your bets. Alright, he picks up a minor. That doesn't suck. He was down that and kind of needed to. And there is the spy. I was correct. I finally got something right. So good scout there by Maelstrom. Let's see if that plays a factor. Matisse going with the tripod next to the corner, he's saying. Pretty solid guess. Could be open, you never know with Zach. Exchange. All scouts gone for Zach. Maelstrom spy still a factor here and cannot be scouted. It could be anywhere. And all of a sudden I'm thinking it's G2 or D4. This piece looks like it's about to get trapped down there. He is putting the clamps down here. And this is that boa oh my golly, what a well-placed marshal. Getting that major back. That's huge. I mean, even though he's still down, at least now he's got the big piece in the captain. And if he might be able to parlay that. Back row Marshall there. I don't know if that was there the whole time or slipped out. I don't think it moved. So that needed to happen if, you know, Maelstrom had a shot here. Okay. Bang. Now, it's hard to think that Zach would allow that piece to get down there if the flag was there. Boom. Maelstrom kind of grinding some pieces back here. You know, he picks up another lieutenant and maybe a minor. Things are solid. Still has a scout. That could play a factor, especially if that tripod was opened up. But I just don't feel like Zach would allow that to happen that easily, unless the bomb setup was in a way that he couldn't protect it. But it looked like he could have pushed a piece up. Not sure. Really fun game so far. It you know, what looked like it was kind of just going straight for Zach. And now Maelstrom showing the kind of player that he is, very savvy, patient at when he needed to be. It didn't get flustered and is grinding his way back. You know, and I love that. You know, he could have played desperate or done something wild like I probably would have at that point. But you know, this is why he's in the final, because he knows how to play this freaking game. You know, I've learned a lot from both Maelstrom and Zach, and you know, I think if you're new to the game and you're watching this, pay attention, because these guys are top of the food chain players here. Now Zach calibrating. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so that was the spy there. No longer on the board. That's fine. All right, so big piece, but down a few minors. Oh, is he going for the corner here? Bang. Picks up another lieutenant. We got ourselves a ball game here, people. Let's go. Come on now. So down the lieutenant, down the major, but up the big piece. We know that one bomb that was opened up on, I think it was E9 or D9, I can't remember. That definitely could be a desperation hit spot if Maelstrom needed to. But I just don't feel like the flag's there. All right, so he's Maelstrom coming down. He does take a shoot there. So Zach now just playing the game here. He's forcing Maelstrom to do something. I don't know what a draw situation means, actually. I didn't review the game. Feel free to let me know in the comments if this does come to a draw. I guess there's just an immediate rematch, or how that works. So once again, tell us your thoughts on where the flag is. Things have changed quite a bit, and if I'm looking at Maelstrom's side of the board, or yeah, Maelstrom's side, I'm thinking it's either A1, clearly D1, or I1. But who knows? It could be completely open. And Maelstrom does not want. All right, so he's moving a piece. So clearly it's not. Well, it could still be A1, but I doubt it. Calling that, saying nope. Yeah, that was a good try by Maelstrom. That could be a minor just trying to slip on by. Coming up the center now instead. Changing gears. And it does look like Zach is kind of coveting that right side of the board. Pushing. He's going to pick up a sergeant here. So down the two miners, how valuable are these right now, especially with there still being a couple of bombed-in locations, possibly. So we're going to play the run game here. And it looks like Maelstrom wants to isolate this side and allow this other piece to come up. Can't afford to lose any miners, really. It's hard to say. Yeah, it's so hard to make a decision in the end game. Like Matisse is saying, you know, it could be open. And, you know, you're forced to make a decision. Right now, Maelstrom holds the cards. I mean, he grinded back into this. Now he is down a couple of miners there. But to have the big piece at this point of the game, that's a good position to be in. Now, if he goes down one more miner, we could be looking at a draw here. I don't know. He could actually... I don't know, actually. Because it could just exchange and... Okay. Yeah, that I-10 spot looks juicy for a flag. It's hard to say on Zach's side. Yeah, H10 could be it. Zach could have that open there. Okay, so Maelstrom really trying to work into the position. Still 49 minutes left here. There's plenty of game time, so let's see what happens. So he does have the two miners necessary to open up what he needs to get down in there. So Maelstrom really needs to think through here. Zach has a slight time advantage there, but I don't think that's going to be a factor at all. Well, I got to be honest, this game's been great so far and very evenly matched. What could have been a disastrous showing for Maelstrom has turned around and has clawed his way back into a pretty nice position here. They're talking clearly. Oh, there's a request, a tie request. I think that's a bit premature. If I feel like Maelstrom has more opportunities here and is not ready. Maelstrom making it very hard for Zach to, show off any more of his side of the board. All right, so this is locked off. Let's see if this is an issue here. All right, so that's one more spot that, this flag, I'm starting to think it is H10. Okay, I didn't like that. So down to one minor. Could he get here right now? Oh, and he gets down. Wow. Zach getting the minor down, just slipping it in and taking advantage of that and got onto it. A great match. What looked like was going Maelstrom's way, all of a sudden, Zach pulls back, gets the minor down, and wins the game. And that was an awesome championship, guys. I hope both contestants are happy with the match. I know they'll probably both kick themselves at certain points of the game, but a super exciting game. Maelstrom, congratulations for an amazing tournament. Zach, proving again why you're one of the best tournament players, if not the best tournament player on Stratego. So congratulations to both competitors here. I'm proud of both of you guys. That was fantastic. And thanks for letting me live stream this. I appreciate that. And I know our community does as well. You're just helping grow the game, guys. So I got to get out of here. Hope you all enjoyed it. That was pretty rad. And guys, we'll see you soon. I'll see you on Stratego, and I'll beat you there.